our running chapter is electrostatic potential and capacitance, that is second chapter of class 12 physics. In our previous video, we have started the combination of capacitor where we have seen the series combination. Today we will discuss the parallel combination. So simply we will draw the circuit. Here we are taking three capacitors and connected them parallelly, that is C1, that is C2, that is C3, and these are the two terminals. Here we are connecting battery. This is positively high potential, it has a zero potential, low potential. So the potential difference will be V. Because of this potential difference, charge will get flow here, that is Q. Now when it will reach in this point, this charge will reach in this point. Here you are seeing there is three paths, 1, 2, 3. So this charge will distribute it differently because of three paths. In series combination there was a one path only. The capacitors were connected in a series, so they were lying in a one path, but here they are connected parallelly, so they are lying in a different path. So because of this three paths, this charge will get distributed differently. That will be Q1, Q2 and Q3. So note this one point, the charge will get, charge Q will distribute differently. Okay, and we know this terminal, this plate has positive charge and this has negative. This has positive charge, this has negative, this has positive, and this plate has negative charge. Now because of this V, we know it has the terminal which has a high potential, that is positive V, and again here the potential will be 0. And if you will say, see here, this capacitor, this plate has connected with this terminal and this plate connected with this terminal. So the potential difference in this plate will be V, positive V and 0. So the potential difference will be V here. Again in this capacitor plate, again positive is connected with this positive V and negative plate is connected with 0. So potential difference will be V. And again here the potential difference will be the same as two plates, that will be V. So now you are seeing that this potential is same for every plate because they are connecting with the same terminals. So what you can say, the potential will be same across the all capacitors. Potential V will be same across the capacitors. So it is, now you are seeing we had 2 points and it is just opposite in series. What we have seen in series, there was charges was distributed in the same way. All the capacitor has the same charge and the potential was different. Here the charge will get distributed differently and the potential will be same. Okay, now because of this Q, if we will see the overall Q, net Q in this circuit, that will be Q equal to, if Q is flowing and it will come in this point, then it will become Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3, right? Here we will get Q only, so the Q will become Q1 plus Q2 plus Q3. Now we know the formula of capacitor, that is C equal to Q by V, and if we will see and express in terms of Q, that will be become Q equal to CV. Q equal to CV. Now here for Q1, it will become, because of this C1 capacitor and potential is same, that is V, that will be C1V. Because of this Q2, that will be C2V. and because of this Q3, that will be C3V. So now we are seeing that the charges are distributed differently in different capacitors which are connected parallelly here. And this is the net charge, that will be addition of all the charges, right? Now we know that C equivalent, if we want a total charge, so we will make a circuit where we will take only one capacitor, which we will call C equivalent, and here again we will apply the potential, that is positive V. It has a zero potential, so this potential, because of this potential, the charge will flow, that is Q, and it will go across this capacitance, this C equivalent capacitor only, so the charge will be the same, it will not going to distribute. So here in context of Q, the potential will be same, and this is the equivalent circuit for this circuit. So definitely the applied potential is same as this applied potential, and the charge will, this Q will be the same as this Q. So here we can write this Q in terms of C equivalent in V, that will be C equivalent into V. Simply Q equal to C equivalent into V. Now we will put the values here. Q1, that will be C1V, Q2 is C2V, and Q3 is C3V. Now this Q and this Q are similar because here we are applying the same potential, so the charge will definitely get distributed in same way, that will be Q, and this all capacitor we are combining in the form of C equivalent, so this will be C equivalent into V, right? We have just put the expression for the Q. Now we will take this V common here, so that will be become C1 plus C2 plus C3, and this C equivalent and V, this V cancel out, and what we will get, C equivalent equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the expression for the capacitor in parallel. Here we have connected 3 capacitors. Suppose in this circuit we will connect n number of capacitors parallelly like this, that will be Cn. Again this V will be definitely distributed in the same way for every capacitor, and the charge will distributed in a different way, that will be Q1, Q2, Q3 up to Qn. So in this case where we have connected n number of capacitor in a parallel form, so the C equivalent will become C1 plus C2 plus C3 plus Cn, sorry, up to Cn, and so on Cn. So this will be the expression for the C equivalent when n number of capacitors are connected. And here in where previously we have just connected the 3 capacitor, so the C equivalent is C1 plus C2 plus C3. So this is the parallel combination of capacitors, right? In our series combination you have seen the net capacitors and the value will get decreased in series combination, but in parallel combination the C equivalent always get increased in an increasing manner. So just take a screenshot and note it down. Now we will find the expression for the energy stored in a capacitor. So we know energy is always stored in the form of work done. And if we will express the work done in the form of potential, so that will be potential into charge. Now we have a capacitor plate that is positive, this plate containing negative charge, and we will connect it with the battery. It has a potential V. Because of this V, the flowing charge is Q. Now we know what is work done. to bring this charge from this plate to this plate, we will apply the work done and the energy will be stored in that form. But we could not bring the whole charge in one time. So what we will do, we will take a small amount of charge, that is dq, that is a small amount of charge, and then we will bring it from this plate to this plate. So we will do the small work done. So we can express that is dq equal to, potential will be the same. If we will express in this form, then potential will be the same, that is V. And we are bringing a small amount of charge, so we will put here dq. Right? Now, we know the expression for V in the terms of capacitance. So we know the expression, that is C equal to Q by V. So from here we will get the expression for V, that is Q by C. Right? So simply here we will put, that is in the place of V, that is Q by C dq. And this is a small work done dW. Now we have to know the whole work done here. So what we will do, we simply integrate it. And the integration is what? Work done is just a storing energy. Initially the energy will be 0 and then it will get stored here. So the final energy is U. So the limit will go from 0 to U. And that is our work done. Because work done is always energy, in the form of energy. And here we will take limit 0 to, the whole charge is Q, capital Q. So initially it will 0 and then it will move to Q. Then final is Q, capital Q. So simply we will integrate it. So here we will get W0, limit will be 0 to U. And here this will come out, that will be 1 by C. This is constant. And Q dQ. In integration we will take dQ dQ. And we know the integration of x dx is x to the power n. Dx will be x to the power n plus 1 upon n plus 1. Here in the place of x is q and the place of n is 1. So what we will get by this formula, here we will get upper limit minus lower limit u minus 0, that will be 1 by c, and the integration will become q square by 2, q square by 2, and the limit will be 0 to q. Now simply what we will get, this u minus 0 will become u, and this will be 1 by c, and here we will put the limit, that is q square by 2 minus 0, because 0 square is 0. So energy stored will become 1 by c q square by 2, or you can write it 1 by 2c q square by 2c. We can write it in this form, u equal to q square by 2c. I am writing here u is equal to q square by 2c. This is the energy stored in the capacitor. So here we get the expression for the energy stored in a capacitance, that is u equal to q square by 2c. But we will see the three different formulas for this expression. That will be u, and in the place of q we can write Cv, because the expression for q is Cv. So here if we will put Cv, that will be c square v square upon 2c. 1c will be cancelled out. So ultimately what we will get, half equal to half Cv square. This is the one of the form of this potential energy formula. It's a very popular formula. Now we have two forms. One is this second is this, and there will be third form. Now here we can write it half into C into V into V. We can write it like this. We can express V into V. Now in the place of CV, we can write Q. So it will become half QV. So this is the one of the form that potential energy is half into Q into V. So what you can conclude, we are just manipulating these formulas and changing the variables. This will help you to solve the numericals. So all these three formulas are the form of potential energy. And if you will see this one, you will find when your Q will be constant, your Q will be the constant, then C is the inversely proportional to the potential energy. Now in this formula you are finding if your potential energy is the constant, if your potential is constant, then this C will directly proportional to this energy stored in a capacitors. Okay, so just note it down. See the energy density. So what is energy density? The energy is stored per unit volume of space in a capacitor is called energy density. So we can express it. This is energy density is energy stored upon volume, because here what is written, that energy is stored per unit volume. So energy stored per unit volume of a space in a capacitor is called energy density. So in the place of energy stored, we have just found the expression for that, that is half CV square, and volume is area into D. Now we know the expression of C, that is epsilon naught A by D. We have already derived this expression of C. So in the place of C we will put it. So this will be half into epsilon naught A by D into V square upon A into D. This A cancel out. This D will come down and it will be half epsilon naught V square upon D square. Now in this you just see this term. This is expression of the potential gradient. If you will express in the electric field and potential gradient, we know the expression is E equal to V by D, potential upon this length. So in the place of V by D we can write E. So we can write it like half epsilon naught V by D, and we can take the whole square, and it just half epsilon naught E square. So here we have right in the place of V by D is E. So it will become half epsilon naught E square. So this is the expression for the energy density. Okay, I hope it is clear to you. Just take a screenshot or note it down. So here your second chapter of physics has been completed, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. If in any topic you will get doubt, please mention in comment section, then I will provide you the solution or make a separate video for that. Okay, thank you.